Okay. I'm going to move this over to here. Nope, there, like that, more like that, I guess. Nope. Okay, am I live? Is the audio working? Looks like the meters are saying yes. It says, according to here, I've been live for 11 seconds. It says I have a person watching. So, hello, person. Hello, James. Where are you from? Hey, when the edibles kick in. Welcome back. And there's Alan too. Okay, we got a whole... Well, glad you've been here for so long, James. Welcome to the live stream. I hope it's, at least amusing for you. I mean, I don't know how ASMR-ish these things really are for anybody, but I mean, I have a good time making them, and you guys seem to have a good time, showing up, so I guess I'll keep making them. But as I say, I don't know, these are really giving anybody any ASMR, but, yeah, who knows. I've come armed with both tea, oops, let's not bang things, Bill, and some water too, just in case. Anyway, so let's see what's going on here with the comments. Hello, Earthling. From England, okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so you should be it's well, it's a Sunday night, so hopefully you don't have to get up early on a Monday morning. But yeah, so you're time to just sit and relax and get ready for the bed thing, yeah. Well, hopefully we can do good by you, and you can have a relaxing evening here before you hit the hay, as it were. Okay. So hit the hay. Does anybody else use that, or is that just a U.S. thing for when you want to, go get some sleep, take a nap, go to bed, that kind of thing? Okay, getting ready to crash. All right, well, dim the lights. Don't expose yourself to the is it the blue wavelengths that keep you up? Is that what the deal is? They want you to wear special glasses and get a special screen. Okay, so the number game. I'm assuming, which one is that going to be? The numbers game. Is that going to be the Sudoku one, or I don't know which number game is that? You were searching for decent iced tea, or decent tea. You should look for Yorkshire Gold tea. Actually, I got a couple of bits of tea from a friend of mine in the UK. They sent me some stuff. One of them is called what was it called? It was called like something just really simple, like the Brew Company or something like that. And one of them was the PG Tips, which is, I guess that's just the everyday tea that they drink. And so they just sent it to me because it's just like the everyday tea. And I find that really pretty enjoyable. I guess the deal is I just have to make sure that whatever tea I get, it needs to be a British brand, because otherwise it's just not going to be what I'm expecting. Anyway, so where are we at here with the comments? Oh, the colors thing. Okay, yeah. That's the code breaker game. Yeah, I know what you mean. Right? Yeah. It might as well be color numbers, right? I mean, just assign each color a digit, and it would be just as well. Yeah, it's the tea. The thing is the tea is just Well, yeah, Earl Grey, because it's got the, what is it, bergamot. That's what's in Earl Grey, I think, right? Um, I think that's right. Hmm. Oopsie daisy. So who do we have here? Der Belte. Am I saying that even close to right? Belte, from Germany. Well, greetings to Guten Abend, or is it in the morning, right? Wee hours of the morning. Guten Morgen, right? Yeah. Right, 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 right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it is a nice thing. The Earl Grey thing, I like it. Do you ever play Santa Claus during Christmas time? Um, yeah, not in any kind of organized manner, like for a school or anything like that. I mean, I have no children, so but yeah, for just family stuff or gathering stuff or things like that. Yeah, um, uh, yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, 2 a.m. That sounds about right. Well, thanks for saying that my German is great. Well, it should be at least some degree of quality. I mean, I took it. I took a year in junior high. I took 3 years in high school. I took a couple of semesters in college. You know what I mean? I should be able to at least put something out, but I I just can't remember anything. It's really pretty shameful. So I keep telling myself I'm going to put some effort into it and try to brush up and you know become at least conversational, if not being able to be literate. I'd rather be able to be literate. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Did I ever get into the band The Shins? No, I'm not even sure I know their material. So I guess the short answer to that is no. I guess I don't know The Shins. Yeah, so I don't know. Sorry. Are they short names like that often make me wonder if it's like a power pop, thing or a punk thing or well, it could even be bubblegum from the '60s for all I know, right? Do I like Primus? Yeah, I quite like Primus. I think Primus is a pretty good band. What music do I like? I like most music. I mean, well, I play music, and most musicians like most music. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, there's some stuff that doesn't excite me that much. You know what I mean? But pretty much I like most things. Like stuff like Justin Bieber. I just, it's not that it's bad, really. It's just that I don't find it interesting. But that's just me. Everybody's entitled to whatever their scene is. You know what I mean? Um, but I mean, I can even find value in the Shags. So um, yeah. Anyway, so there's that. Um, oh, so okay, indie pop rock. Yeah, I might be interested in that. I like a certain amount of that kind of thing. I mean, I used to like, well, I guess really jangly is Lush, right? I used to quite like that, and a lot of bands like that. Um, I like Stephen Merritt. That sounds familiar. I'm not drawing a good memory connection to that, but the name sounds like it's something I should know. Um, Jerry's a race car driver. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or what is that one? Winona's Big Brown Beaver or whatever. They have such a sense of humor. Um, right. Uh, well, I'm glad you like the stuff, like my channel, and welcome to it. There, man, that's gonna screw me up, and my mouth is getting. It doesn't want to go into the German mouth shapes. Um, James, if you are curious about the music I play, there should be a link in the description for this video. It's at Three Monks in a Tub is my other channel. There's not much there, but there's a little bit of stuff there, so you can at least get an idea. Um, Yeah, it gives you, it gives you an idea about what, the kind of stuff I do anyway. Alan, well, hello to Atlanta from California. You've been here before for the live streams, right, Alan? Seems like I seem to recognize you. John the Fisherman, Tommy the Cat. Yeah. Good Primus tunes. Jethro Tull or Mike Oldfield. Yeah, I like, I like Jethro Tull. I quite like the album Passion Play. A lot of people don't really care for that one, but I think that's my favorite Jethro Tull album, frankly. Yeah, the Shags were interesting. Yeah, I guess you would call it lush shoegaze, wouldn't you? Yeah. I like them. Yeah, that. So yeah, I can be sort of seduced by that whole, uh, jangly, swirly, a lot of chorus, kind of stuff on the guitar. Okay, so where am I at here? I don't know about the magnetic fields either, so I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. German Dude, okay, or Andreas, okay. If I remember Andreas, I'll say that. Otherwise, German Dude might have to be it. Um, oh, right, Primus sucks. Right, yeah. There's that album cover, right, with the bottle on it. Um, yeah, Thick as a Brick is a good one. That will kick in absolutely. Okay. What is my favorite physics law? Wow. I don't know that I've ever considered such things to have, for me to have a favorite. You know what I mean? That's kind of an odd thing. Um, I don't know how to answer that right now. I may have to come back to that. I just really don't know how to answer that. Yeah, James, there's a lot of that stuff, especially from the late '80s into the '90s of that, very reverbed, very processed guitar sound stuff. I quite like that stuff, to be honest. Oh, so you prefer Fish? Okay, yeah, all right. Favorite Floyd album? Um, that's one of those ones that's a moving target. So today I'm gonna say "Wish You Were Here," although it changes. Sometimes it's "Dark Side of the Moon," sometimes it's "Umaguma," sometimes it's "Saucer Full of Secrets." I don't know. Yeah, I'm most familiar to their stuff up to the and through the wall. After that, I'm not all that familiar with the Pink Floyd stuff. I mean, I've heard later stuff and I enjoy it. I just, yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason I kind of stopped buying their records and stuff. Um, am I a scientist? No. When I did go to college, I my major was mathematics. Echo and the Bunnymen. Yeah, I liked Echo and the Bunnymen. They were a pretty good band. I never owned any of their stuff, but I remember enjoying it, like when it came on the radio, or some of my friends liked them quite a bit. Fish bouncing around the room. Okay, so James, my yeah, I do. I have a CD of My Bloody Valentine somewhere. I bought a long, long time ago. Yeah, I can't remember anything off of it, but I remember the name. I remember the name, and I remember them being one of those, processed guitar bands. But yeah. Okay. Any other puzzle games you enjoy? Computer games. Um, Hello, Monster. I guess I could say Dear Monster too. Yeah, I like. Well, I'm open to most puzzle games, but actually, I just got exposed to one last night that's called Drench. It's pretty basic in its simplicity of how it's set up, but yeah, it's a pretty fun thing. Actually, I even have a thing which we may try out later. Depends on how. I have to be mindful of my posture. Depending on how this live stream goes, I may actually do some live gameplay. So we'll see how that goes. And okay, so let me see if I can catch up on the comments here. The Cure, yeah, although I like The Cure's early stuff. Actually, my favorite album by The Cure is Boys Don't Cry. So I like that early stuff quite a bit. But yeah, their later stuff was okay. It's just the early stuff had that kind of a weird, that post-punk edge to it or whatever. The album was probably Loveless. Maybe I'm half tempted to go look it up online just to see. Live, yeah, so we'll see. I might break that out. I don't want to, we'll just see. We'll see. I also have, well, here, I'll just let you guys know what I got. Just because I might try some live experimentation of ASMR, right? I don't know how good I am at it, but, we might give it a go. So I have some bubble wrap, which I'm not going to pop, because I tried that in a previous live stream, and the pop is so loud in the mics that it's really, I found it, I couldn't get it so that it wouldn't clip, so anyways, I don't know how that sounds for you guys. I guess I could whisper over here while I crinkle over there, couldn't I? And then I could switch around and I could whisper over here and crinkle over there. Yeah, see it. And so I have that. I don't know how that would be, good for you guys. I have the paintbrush back again, right? So we could paint the mics. Okay, there's that. I also brought, it's just a probe, like a little tool, like a probe, and it also has like a wire brush at the end. It came out of a probe kit like you would use for like electronics, like for soldering and like that. But I wanted to see how well this would work. How does that sound? Does that sound horrible? So there you go. There's some experiments. So give me thumbs up, thumbs down, which sounds worked for you, which sounds didn't work for you. And we might revisit that a little bit more later too. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really have a plan for these things. I just I don't know what I'm doing, man. I just, we'll just see what happens. All right, let's see what's going on with, okay, let's see where I am here. Okay, well, German dude, have a good night's sleep. And, well, I do these live streams at the middle of the month, so, maybe I can catch you next time. Yeah, the popping is tempting, isn't it? It just is, but let's not clip the mics. It'll be loud in everybody's headphones. So Monster wants whispering only. I don't know if I could do a whispering only. I probably won't do whispering only, but I'll try and do maybe a little bit more than I usually do. I'll try to remember to. Okay, yeah, so let's see where we at. So the paintbrush. Okay, Alan, cool. So I'm a fan of post-punk. I'm a fan of most things, man. I absolutely am. You know what I mean? It's like, like I said, I can find value in the Shags. I like both Ornette Coleman and Miles Davis, even though Miles Davis can't stand Ornette Coleman. I like classical music. Beethoven's one of my favorite composers. I like what's that Russian guy who did the Iron Foundry or something like that. I like that. I like Throbbing Gristle. I like Joy Division. I like Jimi Hendrix. I like Pink Floyd. I like, I'm not that familiar with country. I had some friends that were really into country and bluegrass, so I don't really know many artists' names. I tend not to like the slicker stuff. You know what I mean? The more polished, high production value stuff. I tend to like the more kind of bluegrass-ish, kind of folk-ish, kind of, yeah, that seems to appeal to me more as far as like kind of grab my attention. But yeah, anyways, where am I at here? Oh, okay. Sleepy Hollow. Oh, man. I hope you like that, Dan. Well, Quicks29, I hope you don't get too disappointed too quickly. Don't listen so much that you get burnt out and then never come back. Okay, so a couple of people like the paintbrush. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit more paintbrush just since it's getting some upvotes. So we'll do a little bit more paintbrush, 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 a little bit more paintbrush. Okay, let's see if I can keep up on the comments while I'm doing this. Okay, see you next time, German dude. Okay. Don't like the Goldberg variations. I'm gonna have to say probably. That name. It's one of those things. Man, my memory is so bad when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I think I do. You know what I mean? I think I do. But that's the best I can do. I mean, because I know I've heard a bunch of those collections by Bach, and I can't think of one that I don't like. You know what I mean? And Mozart, Handel. I like most of that stuff. Again, though, I'm bad with names, man. I tend to just focus on, am I enjoying it in the moment? You know what I mean? Anyway. German dude, he just can't seem to go away. He says good night, and he's still here. Aphrodite's child. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye out for that. My first ASMR experience. I don't know, because I don't have a memory of a time when I didn't have ASMR. So I have a lot of really, really early childhood memories going back even to kindergarten and before. Yeah, one thing I used to get ASMR from is that my grandmother had this box of really old beat up costume jewelry that I guess she used to let my mom and my aunt and play with when they were young girls, and it was all just kind of beat up after having been through the hands of young girls. And anyway, so there was a box of it somewhere, and I liked playing with it because it made these weird little noises, and the glistening and the shininess of the costume jewelry really kind of, and I think that was pre-kindergarten. Yeah, so it gives you an idea. Do I follow any philosophy? Not really. I've read a bunch of philosophy back in the day, when I was a younger human. I don't really remember people's names either. It's like if I got something out of it, I tried to incorporate it into my way of thinking, and if I didn't, then I don't. You know what I mean? So it's probably pretty disappointing for most people because having conversations about philosophy with me can be dull if you need to cite people, or if you need for me to cite people, because that's not going to happen. Anyway. Christmas carols. A couple of people have asked for that last night, so I guess I'll have to do that. So it's like, what is it? It's November 19th, so that gives me a little bit of time. I'll try and see if I can. I'm not going to promise anything, but let me see if I can get my head around it in time to get something out before Christmas this year. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. The Chameleons. I know them. And that's another one of those things. I think somebody I knew used to really like them a lot. It's kind of in my head from somewhere, but I couldn't tell you one of their songs. Um, okay, so there's another upvote for the paintbrush. Okay, Dostine, I pulled up the first Codebreaker video last night. Well, I'm glad you like it. And 122 in the United Kingdom. All right, Dale. Well, I hope. Are you getting up super early or are you up late? Turby, or is it Terby or Turby? If I could make a super group of musicians, what would my ultimate band lineup be? Wow, I don't know. That's the thing, because there's a thing about that, right? It's like that kind of stuff doesn't always work well, Like, for example, I really, really like Ornette Coleman, and I also really like Miles Davis, but Miles Davis can't stand Ornette Coleman, so clearly you can't put them in a band together, right? You see what I mean? Stuff like that is kind of weird. But assuming, I could have a fantasy universe, and I could, so I don't even know what I see. It would have to be several bands, right? Because, well, some of them have already really existed, right? Like, for example, I think the Jimi Hendrix Experience is the perfect band for what they did. You know what I mean? I don't think you change any of that personnel and get the same, material out of it. Similarly with Cream, you know what I mean? Yes, it's like, because there's so many possibilities of various lineups, you know what I mean? Each one's going to yield different sort of little gems and beauties, So I'd like to, that's what I would like to do, is just be able to have a big enough budget to get enough, recording studio time and pay the people. And just have like all kinds of variations of super groups, you know what I mean? Like just have, like all kinds of, just make like a whole series of like 20 different bands or something. Sonny Rollins, yeah, Sonny Rollins is great. Is Straight No Chaser one of his tunes? Or is that, I can't remember. Well, James, if you can't get into it, don't force yourself, man. I mean, people should dig what they actually naturally dig. You know what I mean? I think expose yourself to the ideas behind it, maybe. Sometimes ignorance is a thing that keeps people from enjoying things. So, if that's, part of what it is, and yeah, go ahead and expose yourself to it. But yeah, I wouldn't make anybody, if it doesn't grab you, it doesn't grab you, man, I'm not. I mean, like, there's a whole lot of stuff like there's a lot of various types of metal that I don't get into. I used to like a lot of metal back like in the 80s, early 80s. Like I'm thinking of, well, Judas Priest and Iron Maiden and, that kind of thing, but and then, of course, Metallica and things that came later too. But it's splintered off into so many very specific niche genres that a lot of it I don't get. A lot of it I just don't get, right, because I've not been exposed to it. So this could be that ignorance thing again, but it just doesn't snag me emotionally. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. It just means it doesn't snag me emotionally. Anyway, I don't know much about Sonny Rollins as a personal human, so I don't know whether he's a cool human or not. Hello, Pickles. Yeah, I'm similar with Radiohead, man. You know what I mean? It's like I can respect it. I can see the value in it from a, like that they know what they're doing, and the songwriting's good. It makes sense. The harmonic sense it's sophisticated, but it just doesn't quite. Yeah, it just doesn't quite grab me, Yeah, Iron Maiden. Yeah, they were, man. That takes me back. Take it back, in high school, and I used to hang out with this one guy. He was really, really into Iron Maiden, and we used to go to this drive-in in Lemon Grove called the Ace, but everybody used to call it the Space because mostly it was a bunch of teenagers that were going there to, drink booze and smoke weed and, all that kind of stuff, because that's what teenagers do, isn't it? But hey, W. Bragg, hello. What time is it getting to be? It's it's only 5:30. All right, good. Oh, you know, my tea is getting probably cold now. I wonder if I'll need to zap it. Yeah. Dred Zeppelin. You know, I don't know them in the sense that I'm familiar with their material, but I know of them. I mean, doing the whole reggae, doing Led Zeppelin music to the, you know, in a reggae manner. Um, yeah, I've heard it, but I'm not familiar enough with it to know, you know, other than the fact that I heard it a long time ago and I thought it was pretty cool. In a local store full of old guys, yeah. Before he discovered Nirvana. Yeah, I quite like Nirvana. I liked a lot of that sub pop stuff. You know, the whole Soundgarden. I really liked Soundgarden a lot. I like Mudhoney a lot too. They're all kind of part of that whole Seattle cube of Giga Chadness. Welcome back. Okay, so goat popcorn. It's basically a little bit. Right, right. Yeah, there you go. Elvis Presley. Right, right. I forgot about that whole Elvis tie-in thing, man. Holy mackerel, yeah. See, it's been so long since I've even had anything like that on my radar. It's pretty groovy. Whoopsie daisy. Super fuzz, right? Yeah. Yeah, what's the name of the album that has the? It's like a purple picture and it's all kind of stretched out of shape. There's that one, and then of course, Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge. I thought that was really good too. 800's Chet Baker. What is 800's? That doesn't ring a bell with me, but I love Chet Baker. Oh, 80's Chet Baker. You know, man, there's a poignancy there, and like there's times I've seen clips of him where he's like lost his chops. You know what I mean? Um, but there's other times where he's like right on the edge of losing them, and there's just something about it that is like, um, I don't know. There's just something really beautiful about it because man, his stuff back in the day was just so gorgeous. I mean, his whole West Coast thing, I guess, right? You know what I mean? He's such a not just a good horn player, but such a beautiful singer. He had like an angelic kind of, you know, Buckethead. Anyone? Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing. He's one of those guys that like, I have to say he's a fantastic guitarist, one of the best guitarists around. But I get bored fast. You know, I don't know that Tokyo album. I'll have to look into that. Janik Undco. Hey, how are you? I am okay. And what is this now? What we're doing? Hound Dog by Elvis Presley is pretty good. Yeah, you know, it's okay. I'm not a huge Elvis fan, to be honest. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's another one of those things that's fine. You know, I can respect his placement in history and what went on. Especially, the band was really pretty good. Um, but yeah, it's like there's other people that I find more interesting. I think Little Richard is a little bit more interesting. Of course, a lot of that, like John Lee Hooker and stuff like that. Totally yanks my chain much better. Um, anyway, so hey Bill, just passing by. Well, I'm glad you liked the channel. What is it? Co-hose co? I don't know what to make of that name, but okay, cool. Um, Pixies, I'm not all that familiar with the Pixies. I mean, I know their name and I know I've heard their stuff, but um, Anyway, okay, well, Kahozko, have a good night. Hope you have pleasant dreams and good rest and all of that. Yeah, no, Bon Jovi's another one of those bands, right? They're fantastic, great band, good musicianship, everything's solid. They know what the hell they're doing, but it just doesn't quite float my boat, you know? Okay, Janik and Co. Get some good rest, pleasant dreams, all of that. It's called The Purple Tape. Okay, yeah, I'm unfamiliar with it, but Bon Jovi weren't weird enough for you. Yeah, they were pretty straightforward, weren't they? I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I tend to, similarly, I tend to like stuff that has a little bit of something in it. You know what I mean? Some little edge of something, some point of interest that's you know what I mean? It's just yeah. Hmm. I was thinking of weird music and stuff that for whatever reason it just triggered a little memory thingy. When I was a kid, I really, really liked Dr. Demento. And I don't know how many of you will be old enough to know about the whole Dr. Demento thing. But when I was a kid, it used to be on Sunday nights. And he just played just crazy, diverse, eccentric, eclectic. I mean, not all of it was weird and silly, but a lot of it was weird and silly, but it was eclectic. That's how I got turned on to things like The Normal, and that's the first place I heard Throbbing Gristle, too. Can my own voice give me ASMR? Nah. As a matter of fact, I can kind of see, in an intellectual fashion, how people would find my voice interesting because there's a certain kind of resonance in it. But it doesn't, to me, it just sounds like kind of, I don't know. Oh, you're 40 and you don't know. Yeah, Doctor. I think he was specifically a U.S. thing. He was this guy that had this tremendously large record collection. I mean, I think he might have even been like the world's biggest record collector or something like that. He's just some crazy guy. But yeah, and he had a radio show, a TVOD, right? Yeah, and Warm Leatherette too. I like that. Stick the aerial into my vein. What was the one band that was the man? Oh, I can't think of it. I want to say it was something Lizards, but I can't think of what it was. But they kind of, in my mind, I kind of associate them with The Normal, but I can't think of what they are. All right, well, let's break out with some more of the ASMR stuff. So we'll do, I guess, the paintbrush. The paintbrush seemed to be everybody's favorite, so we'll do a little bit more paintbrush, 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 let's see what we have in the comment section. What were they called? What was who called? I'm not sure who you're referencing. Paintbrush is good. Okay, does CCR? Yeah, CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival, of course. Actually, that's my dad's favorite band, so I grew up listening to them quite a bit. Okay, well, let's do a little bit more paintbrush, shall we? Just a little bit more paintbrush. Just a little bit more paintbrush. Okay, there we go. Oh, you know, it wasn't so much that it was a band that was like the Normal. It was a band that I associate with the Normal. I can't think of what their name was. And it's frustrating. So I guess that was sort of a false alarm getting there. I was like, yeah, so I can't think of who it was. But it was another one of the, it was a Dr. Demento thing, which is why I was going to try and remember it and bring it up. There was, you know, also just back on the Dr. Demento thing is Shel Silverstein. He says that he's had some recordings of his stuff that were pretty interesting. One of them was The Great Smoke Off, which, if you haven't heard, is really, really funny. Just to entice you, it's written from back in the day, right? It's sort of a competition of sorts, I guess. There's this person who claimed that they could smoke weed, and they could smoke so much weed that they could smoke weed faster than anybody could roll weed. And then there's this other guy who was saying that he was the master roller, and he could roll weed faster than anybody could ever smoke it. And so the one dude was going to roll the joints, and the other dude was going to smoke the joints, and it was going to be this huge contest to see, you know, whether the guy could outroll the guy's smoking ability or something like that. And it's kind of just completely ridiculous, but you know, this was like early 70s or something like that. So yeah, you don't know them, right? That's it. We're doing each other a lot of good with that. Okay, Cube of Giga Chadness. We will see you maybe in a future stream. Silicon Teens. That doesn't ring a bell, but maybe. There's the thing, I can't remember what any of it was called, James. That's the part that's frustrating me. It's like I kind of have this vague, hazy memory thinking over here, and it's like, what is it? And I can't bring enough into so I probably shouldn't have just said anything. Yeah, I don't know. If something pops into my memory, I'll revisit it. Yeah. Well, you know, just as a change of pace, I was gonna opinion on Van Halen. I like Van Halen, although I kind of lost interest in them I can't think of the name of the album. Um, Probably around 84-ish, something like that, 84, 85-ish. Um, yeah, so I was in junior high, I guess, when the sixth grade, seventh grade, something like that. So either sixth grade or junior high, when Van Halen came out with their first album, and they just hit the world like just bricks, just that was like amazing, just like bam, like right out of nowhere, and they were like suddenly like, wow, these guys are great, and they were just phenomenal, phenomenal. Sammy Hagar, yeah, I was never a big fan of Sammy Hagar as the singer with Van Halen, though. Um, yeah, it might have been 5150. It could have been 1984. Either one of those. It was like right around that time period, though. Um, okay, so which one was had Hot for Teacher on it? That was probably like the last one that I was still interested in. So when would that have been? I think maybe that was later. Maybe that was like even 85 or something like that. I just can't remember. That was so long ago. I mean, I was a youngster back then. I mean, if it was, yeah, if it was like early 80s and I wasn't even able to drink booze yet. How silly. Okay, so that's probably about the time I kind of went. After that, I was kind of. Yeah, I think that's about the time. I think I kind of. At least that's what my memory's telling me, but who knows? Okay, so now we have some dead air. I'm gonna go do the other thing here for a second just to see. Okay, we don't need to look at that. We can go look it over here. And there we go. Okay. Problem with Van Halen is they appeared. Yeah, that's true. Although that's not really Van Halen's fault, you know what I mean? But you're right, though. That's absolutely a true thing. Like a lot of people just sort of, kind of, yeah. But that's the thing that happens with humans, isn't it? Monkey see, monkey do. Something works really, really well, and then other people go, "Oh, I want to get a piece of that," So that's kind of a common thing. And what is this? JJ Bubs. Hi, howdy. Hi, JJ Bubs. I was just going to see about maybe trying. Well, let's just do some silliness about um, live gameplay. Although I'm just going to do it in the really primitive version, because that way I don't have to like think too hard while I'm actually trying to keep track of the comment section. And so red is not in the puzzle at all. So let's try the orange, shall we? Hey, Dazed and Composed, it's going okay. How are things going with you? Did I like new wave bands like the Cars? Yes, absolutely. I like the Cars. I liked Devo. I like Japan. I like a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's true. Slash was a little more less Eddie Van Halen and more. I don't know. I'd associate him more with some of the other more like the British guys, maybe. Like Jimmy Page comes to mind. That kind of thing. Um, Seems maybe more where Slash's mind was at. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not. The Fishmans. No, I am not familiar with them. Where do I play this game? It's the website is codebreaker.creativitygames.net. You could just type in Codebreaker Mastermind and that would probably get you there. Yeah, I don't know the Fishmans, but I'll have to look into them. Okay, well, one time that the black marble on the far left does correspond to the guessing marble on the far left. Yeah, I used to listen to Deep Purple quite a bit back in the day. Well, welcome to the channel, James. Going live is a thing that I do. Well, I just started. This is like the second or the third month? I guess the second month. As far as it being a regular thing, it's the whichever weekend is closest to the 15th. And if like this month, I think the 15th was on a Wednesday, so I just arbitrarily pick which one I want to do it on. But yeah, so sometime in the middle of the month, I'll do Saturday kind of evening, like 6 p.m. Saturday night, Sunday early morning, like at midnight, and then this one at 5 p.m. Sunday evening, all times Pacific, because I live in, California. And okay, so what do we have? Yeah, Supertramp, that was a pretty interesting album, wasn't it? Yeah, I never owned it. I used to have it on cassette because a buddy of mine had it. That's the one that has the Logical song on it, right? Okay, so we have both orange and green. Or excuse, yeah, orange and green. Like this forced dark mode thing gets so crazy as far as the way that the colors look because they seem so muted and I don't know, it seems weird. It just seems weird, man. Okay, let's see. It seems like there's more comments going on here. Okay, James. So yeah, if it's 2, then you need to get some sleep, man. Get some rest, have some sweet dreams, and all that, and have a great tomorrow, week, and all that stuff, man. Over there says, by the way, I'm new to the channel. Well, thank you. I'd like to think I'm a unique human, so that's I don't know. So yeah, yeah, I know Rush. I've listened to them a little bit. Again, they're another one of those bands that I never owned any of their records. I had friends that liked them, so I used to have it on cassette. Like Hemispheres in 2012, or was it 2112? Is that what the album was? So like that era mostly. Moving Pictures, I guess. That kind of era. Although also I like No Means No. That's another Canadian band. Also a 3-piece. I like No Means. I haven't listened to them in a gazillion years, but the album Wrong, I really quite like that album a lot. Okay, let's see what we got here. Wow, I'm getting lucky with the guesses here. So that's the orange. Here's the green. So now which of the light blue? Which one is it going to be? Which one is it going to be? Yeah, I am pretty good at the Codebreaker thing. I will admit to that. But I learned how to play Mastermind as a kid, so you know what I mean. It's like if you do something long enough, you get okay at it. I think it's down to about that simple. It's not that I think I'm ever magically good at it. I think it's just a matter of I've been doing it for so long. Yeah, I do like Bill Evans. He's kind of a harmonic genius when it comes to the piano stuff. Well, not just the piano stuff, but just arrangements in general. But yeah. Oops, get back over there. So let's give that a go, shall we? Nope. So the orange is okay. The green is okay. One of the dark blues is okay, so I'll just leave it this one. We'll put the light blue in the middle. And let's try purple. Hey, what do you know? Good guess. All right, let's go do a ring, shall we? Okay, here we go. You strike me as a classic era Doctor Who fan, but I could be. I wasn't hip to Doctor Who until I got to be an adult. I mean, I was exposed to it as a young human, but not consistently enough to where I really got into it. So I didn't really get into it until like what is it, Christopher Eccleston? Is that the guy's name? And then I've kind of retroactively got interested into the old Doctor Who. But yeah, I like Doctor Who quite a bit. Yeah, so I guess the truth is I do like old Doctor Who. It's just I was ignorant about it for the biggest part of it. When I was growing up. All right, it's got to be in this last one, doesn't it? Okay, so here we go. What else do we have here? Dave Brubeck actually recorded some surprisingly. Yeah, what's the Take 5 album, right? That's a frickin' amazing album, man. Uber Duck says, aside from the music, how was your day been? Fine, good. I've been mostly just kind of chilling out and relaxing for the most part, to be honest. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, Indian Summer. All right, I will do that. And let's see, does that... Okay, we know purple's in it as well, but just not in any spot I've tried yet. Let's just keep going here, I guess. There we go. Oh, okay, no new comments. I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Wow, okay, so I want to keep that. And then I think I want to go here, right? Yes. Okay, so that's that one, where I want to go. Okay, so now let's try the light blue one. Light blue is not in it. All right, so let's try the green one. Green is in it, but we're going to keep that spot there. We're going to keep the magenta one, so we should be here, I think. So that should be right, yeah? No, it's not. Why is that? Oh, because one of these is it the... Oh, crap. Which one is it that's not in the puzzle? Is it the light blue? Or is it the dark blue? Crap, I can't remember. I think it's this one. We'll find out. Nope. Okay. So... Alright, that was what it was. So I got to go back. That's this one here. Now I should be here. Now I should be here. Now I should be there. I think I'm here now, which I want to put this back to dark blue, right? Yes. Okay. All right, let me see where I'm at now. Did you ever have a phase being a Senator's Bee Gees, Rod Stewart, and Earth, Wind, and Fire fan? Yeah, I think most kids my age were, to a certain degree. There was a lot of stuff going on, but that's the thing, right? There was a lot of stuff going on. I mean, there was the Bee Gees and Rod Stewart. And Rod Stewart was kind of a complex guy, right? Because he came from the whole blues thing and then kind of got into that disco thing, And the Bee Gees weren't really all that disco until after Saturday Night Fever, right? But yeah, that Devo was coming out, right? The Ramones were coming out. Of course, the Sex Pistols, but I mean, the Sex Pistols are pretty like the Monkees of punk rock, right? But yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on back then. Okay, so now where am I at? I am here, but I think that's the right one. That used to be the light blue one, so this is going to be... Let's try this here. Oops, okay, so that was the green one. All right, I'm going to keep that one. Keep that one. I think I'm here now. Yep, okay, that should be it. Now I'm at that, so I think I'm here now, so this should be right. Yep. All right, so now I'm here. So this is either going to be orange or red. Yay, what do you know? That seemed like a weird, kind of sideways, long and circuitous way to go around to get a solution. Okay, so let's see, what have I seen? You mentioned a video that you went to SF State, you know, a literature prof named Mr. Zimmerman, amazing teacher. Does not ring a bell, but I didn't take any lit there really. I took an English class, you know, just your basic composition course. I took, I guess that was it in English really. I took a course in classics. I took a course in Celtic Lit. Now, and Zimmerman wasn't either of those guys. I don't think so. I don't think I had Zimmerman. Sorry. Am I a fan of grunge music? Yeah, I like Nirvana. I like Mudhoney. I like Soundgarden. I liked, you know, I like a lot of that whole sub pop scene. Yeah. I used to have a few of the like those sub pop kind of sampler compilation CDs that they were putting out a lot back in the day. Would I read Funeral Blues by Auden? Maybe, you know, I don't know. I am going to do some more story time type reading and some poetry type reading type stuff. I just have to get off my butt and set aside the time and make the effort, and you know, and that's really what it comes down to. I just have to get better at doing stuff is really what it is. Alice in Chains, you know, I never owned any of their stuff, but yeah, I liked, especially that song Wood. I really liked that song. Something about that song really, yeah, that works for me. Oh, you know, I'm going to show you guys. I did somebody last night. I don't think I saw their name today, but they showed me this game. I don't know how many of you guys have seen this. So you start with up here in this corner and you try to change the colors of things until you fill the whole thing with a single color. So obviously I'm going to do red first. And then I think I'm going to do purple. Then I'm going to do orange. Then I think I'm going to do green. Then I think I'm going to do orange again. I think I'm going to do pink. And I think I'm going to do purple. And I think I'm going to do green. Then we'll do this one. Then we'll do red. I don't know if I'm going to make it this one. Try this one again. Do orange. Do red. Do orange. Purple. Yikes, I don't think I'm going to make it. Have I ever heard of Joshua Norton, the Emperor? Yes. Yeah, I took a course as just sort of a fun course on San Francisco at San Francisco State. It was I needed, because I was doing financial aid and I needed to carry a certain number of units, and none of the courses that I needed for math major at the time were available to give me enough units, so I had to just take a filler class. So I took this course that was just San Francisco history, and it was more of a just kind of a, you know, a silly course really. I mean, it wasn't, you know, terribly rigorous or anything, but yeah, we spent a fair amount of time talking about Emperor Norton and well, that and the whole just scene in San Francisco early on with the whole you know, bars and brothels, and you know, a lot of the money being made wasn't really people striking it rich off the gold, you know, bringing it down that way, but a lot of business in making it rich off of the miners. Holy mackerel. I don't know that I'm going to make this one. Seems like I'm probably not. That's what I get for not really paying enough attention. All right, let's try this. I think I'm going to do purple now. I'm going to do one more pink. I think these are all exposed now. I think all the reds are exposed now. I think all the purples are exposed now. Yes, I am going to make it. What do you know? Yippee-yi-yay. Interesting. Let's see, where are we at here? So, all right, still the same question, so nothing new. All right, let me go do another one of these, I guess. So let's see, I think I'm going to do red or green. I guess I will do green. Then I will do red. Then I will do pink. Then I will do this one. Orange, and then pink, and then this one again, and then green, and then pink. I think I want to do red, and then pink, and then green, and then pink, and then orange, and then this color. Okay, now I need to slow down so I can make sure I have enough. Okay. When's my birthday? My birthday's in August. So anyway, thank you for the birthday wish. That's very kind of you. Yeah, so it just happened not too long ago. Okay, so now if I'm looking at this, I have quite a few trapped greens. These look pretty reasonably exposed, except for that one there. All right, so let's go ahead and do these. Now, red look mostly exposed, except for this, and this. Purple still has way too much wrapped up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do red. I'm going to do this. That's the end of those. They're all completely gone now. Okay. Orange is not exposed. Green is not completely exposed. Pink is not. Purple is not. Who's the most exposed? Probably green. All right. Probably pink. Yikes, I'm going to run out. I think purple is now all completely exposed, I believe. I believe red is now completely exposed. I believe the oranges are now completely exposed. Yeah, I am going to make it. What do you know? So let's do the pink and then now the green. Okay, what do you know? Yeah, I did get into John McLaughlin and Mahavishnu Orchestra, also Shakti, and I liked his work with Miles Davis too on Bitches Brew and the like. Yeah. Favorite cannabis strains? You know, I am not particular about it. You know, I don't really care. And the truth is that they don't really impact me that differently. You know what I mean? Whether it's indica or sativa, it kind of seems to impact me mostly the same. That's not to say that all cannabis impacts me exactly the same, but it doesn't seem to have as much to do with the indica or sativa aspect of it as maybe other factors. I don't know. But the truth is, there's not a big enough difference for me to investigate, to put in the effort to do the investigation, really. What search engine do I use? I mostly use DuckDuckGo. Ghibli Studio Anime. I know a little bit about the Ghibli Studio stuff. I don't know if I could tell you any titles. I have my sister has kids, so I have. She's got 3 biological kids and 2 stepkids, and they range in age from 19 to 32, I think, and they're all very into anime. They're all very into anime and gaming, and I'm not that much into gaming. I'm not really into anime, but I can enjoy it. Currently, my favorite anime is One Punch Man. Yeah, I think so I'll have to look into Spirited Away. There's this guy that I can't think of. My one niece she's very into it, and this one particular artist in particular. She's like, I remember we went to go see one of his movies in the movie theater just because she's like so into his particular style of animation or whatever. And I can't think of the guy's name. I'm wondering if he might somehow Ghibli Studio seems familiar in my imagination. So I'm wondering if somehow it wasn't associated with that. So whatever. Anyway, do you watch cricket? No, I don't fully understand cricket. I mean, people have explained it to me, and then I seem to kind of get it, and then I don't watch it, and then I forget how it works, and then the next time I watch it, I have the slightest idea what's going on. So, so no, I don't really watch cricket. Yeah, that's it, Miyazaki. That's the guy. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's the name. I recognize that. She was super into that. So anyway, I took her to go see one of his movies. I don't remember which one it was, but I went more because she's my niece and she really wanted to see it. So it was more for her than anything. But and I think I'll do this. I'll do the orange, I guess, and the red, and the green, and some purple, I guess, and some more red, and some orange, and the pink, and I think the red, and the green, and the pink, and this sort of pale green color, whatever that is. Do I have any experience with sleep paralysis? If it's good, he'll smoke it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I have had some sleep paralysis stuff, but not anything that's required me to get any medical intervention. You know what I mean? It's just like weird instances of where I wake up and I'm not, the whole weird, where you can't move yet for a while. I mean, if that's what you're talking about, yeah, I've had that a few times, but nothing where it's like it, hasn't just sort of gone away and then I'm fine. Can we get everyone to like right now? More viewers than likes. Have I ever seen Emesis Blue? It doesn't ring a bell, so I'm going to have to say probably not. Anyway, back to the Womble Stiltskin. I guess I appreciate the sentiment, but yeah, I don't want people to feel obligated to click likes, but obviously it helps my channel out the more you guys like and comment and all that stuff. Engagement is the thing, right? YouTube wants you engaged because that means you're not just eyeballs, but engaged eyeballs, and then they can sell your eyeballs to the advertisers, right? Wow, okay. When the edibles kicked in. That was kind of out of nowhere, but all right. All right, so I suppose was that because the people were asking me about my favorite strain. Anyway, let's do the purple, I guess. All right, so now how many of which are what exposed? I think I want to do this one. I think all the reds look exposed, yeah. I think now all the pinks are not exposed. Nah, there's a lot of them that aren't completely exposed yet, so where do we want to start? Let's do oranges first. Greens, are all the greens out now? I guess so, yeah. So now I think all the pinks are available, yes. So now these, now the purples, and then now these. There we go. Have I had experienced demonic-like visit? No, I've never had anything like that at the same time I've been having any sort of sleep paralysis thing. I don't know. I'm assuming you're asking because maybe you've had said experience. I don't know. I would be, if I had such a thing, I'd be wondering whether or not I should see somebody about some anxiety issues or something. I don't know. But that's me. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on where you're at with that sort of experience. But raid the parents' medicine cabinet. Yeah, I did a certain amount of medicine cabinet raiding. Not my parents' stuff so much, but usually it was when I went to parties at other people's houses. But yeah, it's pretty irresponsible behavior when I was young. But oh, I see when you did. Yeah, all right. What microphones are these? These are AKG P420s. They're kind of they're not exactly their cheapest. I guess what they are, they're kind of like the top of their consumer, just before you go pro kind of level. So I guess entry level pro. I don't know, yeah, something like that. I don't remember how much they cost. They're not all that much money. I think the pair is around $300, $400, maybe something like that. Okay, I feel tempted to ask advice of some sort, but I'm drawing a blank. So what's my favorite chord progression? I don't have a favorite chord progression. I suppose something on like a 1, 4, and 5 kind of thing in there, just because those things seem to work so well. So some kind of variation, throw in some sevenths and maybe a couple of other chords just for fun. I don't know. So yeah. Okay, so let's see. What saw a guy standing? Oh. I hate to laugh, Uberduck, but that does seem a little funny. Okay, well, it sounds like well, if you were able to get some cure, then that's a good thing, man. Over there, I'm glad you were able to figure it out and have a resolution. Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't mind guitars tuning in drop D. I mean, I don't know. Let people do what they're going to do, But yeah, I know what you mean. There was this was like sort of an onslaught of things being awfully heavy all of a sudden. And it just seemed to be like a thing everybody got into. At that very, the deep kind of. There's also the chug thing that came out of that, the whole 2000s into the 10s. Have I ever seen Conjuring? Or The Conjuring? Is that a movie? The name seems like that's a movie. I don't think I have. At least it's not. I don't know. I don't think so. Major 7/6/6. Yeah, okay. I'm not the best guy to talk about theory with, to be honest. But yeah, I've been into punk music, and I still listen to. I mean, I don't know much of what comes out now that would call itself punk, but back in the day, in the '70s, and even in the subsequent things, um, yeah. And also, I guess it depends on who you want to call punk too. I mean, some people like the Clash, obviously, but then some people think they're too commercial to be considered punk anymore. But so I guess that depends on the thing, right? But Clash, Ramones, even some of the Jello Biafra, and those types of things, and Henry Rollins, and yeah, and even crossover stuff like Bad Brains, right? That was a reggae, punk, metal, whatever the hell, right? You never dug Queen. Yeah, they're another one of those bands that I liked, but not enough to buy the records. I had friends that made tapes for me, what I mean, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I was more into the Zeppelins and the Pink Floyds. Um, what was my favorite subject? Mathematics was my favorite subject that I studied. I don't know. There's just something about there's a beauty to it that I find um, really fascinating. And Bowie, you know, Bowie's one of those guys. He's hit and miss with me. Sometimes his stuff is really, really good, and then other times I don't see why everybody's so excited by it. But yeah, he's certainly important. I mean, he infected. He certainly affected a lot of other people and their perceptions and what was going on. Um, yeah, so you got to give him kudos for that. Um, so yeah, I'm not even remembering what that chord thing sounds like so much, but the chord progression. But I will have to I'll play it later. I'm not going to get out a guitar right now, so I'm sorry. Um, did I ever listen to Shine On You Crazy Diamond? Yeah, that's one of my favorite Pink Floyd albums. I have not heard the Nico cover of Heroes. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, she was an interesting sort of human. Although I don't know if I'd really consider her part of Velvet Underground as much as that she collaborated with them for a minute. But maybe that's my misunderstanding of the relationship. But um, yeah, is certainly a genius, isn't he? I mean, even going all the way back to the Roxy Music stuff, right? He's just, and his stuff, it's not even just in the musical realm. I mean, into the art realm, as far as, doing installations and the sound as a thing to be taken seriously in an art realm is, he certainly has a lot to do with that. What time is it getting to be? 6:20. It's coming up on an hour and 23 minutes. I'll go for a little while more. I don't know if I'll make it all the way to 8 o'clock, but we'll see. Okay. Ever seen Two Girls, One Cup? No, I've heard about it, but no, I've not actually seen it. And to be honest, I mean, its reputation is such that I don't have an interest in seeing it, frankly. Did I like Princess Diana? Um, yeah, why not? I mean, I didn't really know that much about her, really, other than the fact that she was, a political, or not political, public figure. And she was really quite loved by the British public, it seems like. And I guess she was sort of a kind of spearheaded some, humanitarian causes and those types of things. So I guess that's good. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I don't know that I really, thought about her that much, to be honest. All right, let's play a little bit of game here, I guess. I guess I'll do this one. Then I'll do this green, and this, and then pink, and then purple, then pink, then orange, I think, then red, then green, I don't know if I've done this very well on this one. Okay. I'll get most of those. Okay, let's see about the comments here. Do I like Genesis? Yeah, I like some of their stuff. I'm not super familiar with their stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Spandau Ballet. I'm not super familiar with their stuff. They had like, what was that song? True was a really big hit for a while back in the 80s. Yeah, I'm only superficially familiar with their stuff. I mean, they were good in the sense that, it was, well put together. I just want to say I really like your video introduction, inclusiveness, and it's really great to normalization of topics like gender. Yeah, I agree with you, which is why I try to, I mean, I guess I'm not trying to be, I don't want to beat people's head up with it, you know what I mean? So I don't know that I say it in every video, and I'm not going to, make myself be, kind of militant about it. But that's not my point, right? My point is that it should be, well, as you say, it's about inclusion, isn't it? It's about, come on, we're all humans. All of the humans deserve all of the human rights, right? All of the humans deserve the same compassion and care and love. Everybody deserves all of the same stuff. I mean, as far as like, the benefits of being a human. So yeah, that's my perspective on that. Rick Rubin, he seems like a pretty intense guy. I think that's, that's my thoughts on Rick Rubin. I don't know if I'm going to make this one. I think I'm going to be short. All right, let's try it if I do this. And I do this. And I can do this. I think that gets me all the purples, which now gets me all the pinks, which now gets me all the reds. Right, yeah, I can do it now. Yikes, but that was close, huh? All right, let's see where we at here. Letterman or Leno? Yeah, probably Letterman, I guess. I really quite like his, I saw a few of those, what he had this show on Netflix for a minute. I don't have Netflix, but I saw it because other people I know have Netflix. Dave Letterman had a show on there for a minute where he was interviewing famous people, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Just because it was like, kind of more long form and less cut to this commercial and then come back and try to sell me your movie and that kind of thing, right? It was a little bit more just talk about stuff. I thought that was a pretty interesting show. And, I don't know, it doesn't seem to me there was really all that many episodes of it, right? Just a few, like a half dozen or something like that. Well, I don't know, maybe there's way more of them now because it's been a while since I've seen that, right? So, it could be that there's dozens and dozens of them now. Do I experience? Of course, I experience ASMR. I've always experienced ASMR. I do not know of a time in my life when I have not experienced ASMR. I mean, not that I experience it 24/7, but I mean, it's like I have no memory of a time when I didn't know, that I didn't have ASMR as an experience. No, I've never been rickrolled. I was kind of embarrassed. Like, people would talk about rickrolled, and I had no idea what the hell they were talking about. And then when I realized somebody kind of clued me in, I was like, oh, duh. I was like, I was kind of running around like a moron, not knowing what people were talking about for quite a while. Is my favorite genre of music to play the same as I suppose, yeah, because I don't know that I have a specific genre that's my favorite, right? You know what I mean? So it's, you know, yeah, so I play what I want to play and I listen to what I want to listen to. So in that regard, I suppose they're the same. But they don't have to specifically line up, right? You know what I mean? Like, I've played in like kind of garagey, grungy type bands before, even though maybe at the time I was listening to a lot more jazz, that kind of thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. Chili Peppers, annoying or good? A little bit of both. At their best, they're fantastic. I saw them in 1985 at a place called Dingwalls in London. They were supposed to be opening for, it was a show that was them, Thomas Dolby, and George Clinton. It was supposed to be in the Hammersmith Odeon or whatever, I guess. And it got canceled or something. And then I found out at the last minute, because I was over there in 1985 visiting, just visiting, yeah, for a vacation thing. Yeah, they were fantastic back then. I imagine they're probably still fantastic now. I mean, as far as their ability and musicianship and all that. Although I guess, yeah, they're older and they've had some changes and all that kind of thing. But yeah, but they can be kind of a little just, I don't know. Sometimes they're a little silly and that's fine, but sometimes they take themselves way too seriously, I think, too. So it's like, anyway, whatever. Yeah, they're who they are. What are my ASMR triggers? Mostly female voices, but otherwise subdued sounds, like hushed library type sounds, that kind of thing. Tapping sometimes weird little buzzing noises. Not insect buzzing noises, more like mechanical buzzing noises. Machinery type noises, again, if they're kind of muffled and subdued. There's a few visual triggers they tend to have to do with like glare and like lens flaring and stuff like that. I've been exposed to Greta Van Fleet, not all that much, but they seem interesting. Yeah, I might, look more into them as, the world goes on. I just don't really buy albums or anything like that anymore. I mostly just sort of stream for a while now. I don't know, a couple of years anyway. I guess partially because I'm a lazy old man and I just would rather have somebody curate it for me. And it's easy enough to just go over to either Pandora or Spotify, and if they're playing something I don't like, just click on one of the other, stations or playlists or whatever it is they call it. Okay, Uber Duck, have a good holiday for Thanksgiving and get some good rest. Yeah, Moby's pretty groovy. I'll give you that. One of my usually hard triggers is simply a tennis ball being bounced slowly on pavement. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. I don't know that I've ever had a bouncing ball be a trigger, but well, whatever works, man, What's anybody else's favorite trigger? Just for curiosity's sake, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. When the edibles kick in, I think my favorite trigger is probably just and most reliable thing is female voice. And I have to admit, like Maria, I was like, shoot, I listen to Maria like all the time. I mean, not a week goes by that I don't listen to Maria at least once. Especially her whisper. She has such a good whisper. Well, actually, pretty much most things she does is good. Her and ASMR Marvelous I like a lot too. Anyway, yeah, I should make a video about my favorite ASMR artists at some point, I suppose. Let me go over here and see what's going on with the comments. They're getting ahead of me now. Have I ever read the Quran? I've read bits and pieces of it. I have a copy of it. I'm woefully ignorant on it, so I probably shouldn't say too much about it for fear of just pissing somebody off or saying things inaccurately. Is there a band or person I listen to that you think is underrated or less known than they should be? Yeah, let me think about that because there's probably a few. Well, just about any jazz guy, what I mean, especially like Thelonious Monk or something like that, right? I mean, harmonically, I think Thelonious Monk's probably one of the most genius guys to walk the planet, and a lot of people have no idea who the hell he is. So there's going to be a lot of stuff like that. James Blood Ulmer, he's a fantastic guitarist, and he's pretty amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's others that they might come to mind. Yeah, I do like some unintentional ASMR stuff as well. The guy that does the pure ASMR channel that he has one of my videos of my material up, and he and I are going to do some more stuff together, I think, in the future. But he also does some unintentional ASMR stuff on I guess he has his channels kind of divided up, but yeah, classroom is a prime place for ASMR, especially when it was, when the teacher's like, everybody has to be quiet or whatever, you know what I mean? That was always a big thing for me, is like, so everybody's being quiet and you could, that kind of hushed thing, and then, people's pencil noises and paper rustling and all that kind of stuff was, pretty good. Yeah, I like Thich Nhat Hanh. He's got a really good voice for ASMR. And one of the few guys that actually will sometimes work for me. What's that guy, Butler? Sometimes he'll work for me too. Oh, but here's the thing, like, men's voices aren't as consistent for me. And it's like, it's a thing, like some days it'll work and some days it won't. Charlie Rose. I can see that. I don't get, I've never gotten ASMR on Charlie Rose, but I can see that. Oh, cool. That's good to know, Derek. Actually, I think I got quite a few people that came to my channel from via that trajectory. Well, it's actually happening, man. It isn't a dolly painting come to life, man. It's the real world, man. What time is it getting to be? 6:40 almost. Yeah, I'll go a while more. Okay, let's see. It feels like I've got some. Oops, I think I'm getting behind on the comments here. Let me scroll up here. If someone's trying to give me ASMR. It seems like the unintentional ASMR is a pretty consistent thing for some people, isn't it? I mean, it works for me, unintentional, but also intentional. Yeah, luckily for me, I'm pretty easy to trigger, so I feel really lucky in that regard. Wow, okay, Alan, that's an interesting idea. I never even thought about that. But yeah, see, it's that there's something about those kind of weird, subdued, quiet kind of moments, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, I could see that you could get ASMR in church. I mean, I was never a regular church attender, so that wouldn't have been a thing for me. But wow, okay, Jen, thank you very much. That's very, very kind and generous of you. I really, really appreciate that. That's really, really super kind. Thank you. Oops, I'm out of tea. Do I make more tea or do I just do without? I think I'll start with the do without thing. But well, what happens if I do this? Doink. Oh, I see. Okay. Oops, hang on. What the hell just happened here? Let's go turn back chat on. Okay, I need to scroll back up because something weird just happened in the thing. Okay, so anyway, so I'm back here. So anyway, there's Jen. Thank you again, Jen. And if I've helped you in any way, that's really good. I'm glad I could have helped. So thank you again. Nice. Yeah, okay, I could see that as far as the flipping through the. I used to like going to record stores. Um, like there's times I'd go and I'd know I only had money to buy like a single record, but I'd go and I'd like go and flip through and I'd really like milk it. You know what I mean? Like, do I want this one? No, I don't know. Maybe I'll come back and then I'll, you know, um, yeah, I don't know. So I used to like actually just shopping. So I wonder if maybe there was a little bit of that kind of subconsciously going on, and like that there was an appeal to keep me hanging out there because of the kind of the low key, just chill vibe. Okay, so I guess orange, and then purple, and then pink, and then what? Green. Wow, cats, huh? Right on. Just hanging out and browsing the records. Cool. Oh man, okay. I wasn't really paying attention, and I don't think I'm going to make it this one. Don't want to go purple or orange. I'll go orange and then purple, I guess. Red, pink. See, yeah, I don't think I can make it. Okay, let's get these. Let's get those. Nope. Ah. Oh, well, I didn't make it. All right, so let's get back over to the comments here. Okay, so Noah says, I doubt you're the type. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think of myself as being famous, frankly, because I'm not. It's like, well, I guess I have an okay subscriber count, but 20,000 people is okay. But it's like there's other people who have millions, whatever. So it's whatever. I don't really think of myself as famous in that manner. Um, but here's the thing: if anybody gets any good out of my stuff, then that makes me happy. That's kind of the motivation for me. So, um, so I don't know if I would say insanely useful. That's awfully flattering to think that that would be the truth. But that just makes me happy if that's the truth, man. So I guess hopefully that answers the question. Let's see. Does diabetes run in my family or no? No, it does not run in my family. Jen. Okay, hi. Jen again says it works right. No, I don't think you spoke out of turn. Whatever. It was just a question. It wasn't directed at anybody, Jen. So whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Well, I hope if my stuff was able to give you any kind of joy and whatever, Jen, then that's really groovy. You know, as I said before, that's kind of well, at least part of my motivation, right? Yeah, sometimes I'll get some stuff of Eckhart Tolle as well. It's all good, Jen. I am glad. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I want to do this one, then this one, then this one, then which? Now is that Wayne Pfaff or Wanafaf? Hello, how are you? You're coming in near the end because I don't think I'm going to make it much past 7. I don't know. Yeah. I was thinking I might try to make it all the way to 8, but I don't think I'm going to make it that far. Take my, sort of. I do not have the stamina and energy, etc., that I did as a younger man. But I guess that's to be expected, isn't it? Let's go here. Let's go here. All right, let's see if there's any more. Oh, nope, still all the same. Okay. Who is mostly exposed? I think red is only going to leave 2 hidden. Latecomers, okay, yeah. Is this unintentional ASMR? No, this is Bill MaxVoxPax, but I mean, I guess I have been featured on one of the guy that does unintentional ASMR on his channel. Although I think he calls that pure ASMR, doesn't he, on the channel that I'm on? But so I mean, I guess it could be unintentional in the sense that I don't know. The live streams are kind of weird and a little bit haphazard, I think. been subscribed for a few weeks. Well, I hope you've been enjoying it anyway. Night on the Galactic Railroad. No, I have not seen that. I have no idea about it. I've never even heard of it, I don't think. It doesn't ring any memory bells. Okay. All right, let's just do that, I guess. And which now? I think all the purples are exposed. Well, I'm missing some, right? See, there's that one missing red there, so I'll have to collect him up in a second. So there's that guy. So are all of the oranges open? Yeah, I think they are now. Okay. So now I get the greens. Now I can get that last red. Do the pinks. And then this one. Yeah, I guess I have been, huh? You know, I guess when did I start this? 2012, I think, is when I started my channel, something like that. Although there's a few people who've been doing it a little bit more than me, time-wise. Although I guess I did kind of get started fairly early on in the whole scheme of things, I suppose. I think I'm going to do red. Then I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do green. Let's do the oranges. Now are all the reds exposed? I think so. Are all the pinks exposed? No, but I think all of these ones are. I think all of the pinks are now exposed. Now the greens, the purples, and these ones. Yippee-yi-yi. Okay, so let me get back to where I was at here. Wow, so Jen has been, you have been a fan for quite a while then, going all the way back to the early days. You know, I don't really interact with the ephemeral rift that much anymore at all, no. Well, I shouldn't say that much at all. I mean, I haven't interacted with him in years. Yeah, it kind of, yeah, we sort of just drifted apart. I'll take full, responsibility or blame or whatever for that. Yeah, sometimes stuff like that just happens, It's just, the way the world plays out sometimes. I mean, I have no animosity towards him or anything like that. It's not like anything like that. It's just, sometimes I'm a curmudgeon. I guess is really what it comes down to. You know, I'm going to go back to the code breaker thing. Is ephemeral rift a racist now? You know, I don't know. I saw some of his posts. I don't know what to make of any of that. I really don't know what to make of any of that, to be honest. I'm not sure. You know, and I don't know. I mean, I haven't interacted with him. I don't know if there's, you know, more to the story or anything like that. I don't know. I don't like, you know, yeah, I should just leave it at that. I just don't know. Okay, so red is in the puzzle. So let's go ahead and put in the orange then. Okay, well, I guessed lucky on that one, didn't I? It seems to me that happened earlier too. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but my posture's getting crappy again. Okay, so the red and the yellow are both in. Okay, here, let's... You know, I didn't know that he'd been called off for anything back in the day. Yeah, you know, it's not my place to tell people how to live their lives. Well, I think most of you, if you've watched my stuff with any length of time or seen my other channel at all or any of that, you know, I'm kind of the you know, progressive inclusion sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm much more interested in people being, all the humans getting all the rights, you know. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that, I guess. Okay, so we know that the red goes where it goes, because we guessed luckily early. And since I have 2 blacks and a white, that means that the black refers to one of these green ones and not the yellow one. So, but which one? Let's just choose this one arbitrarily. Move this one here. I'll introduce the light blue, and then I'll go look at some comments and see what's going on there. Yikes. Okay, well, we know that the light blue is out of it, but let's go back to see. Oh, Manly P. Hall et al. Right, yeah. Thank you, Jen. Oh, right on, turd unicorns. Right on. Yeah, that's kind of an addictive game, isn't it? It's kind of, yeah, it's an interesting thing. Okay, so what am I doing here? Let's go do the red goes here. Now the downside to this is it might be that green one, and I just guessed luckily, or it might be that I guessed unluckily on the green one, and I guessed luckily on the yellow one, right? So it could be that this is the right one, and then the yellow one goes here, or it could be that the yellow one is the right one, and then the green one goes here, right? You know what I mean? So I guess you just pick one and try it, right? So I'm going to pick the green one, move the yellow one to here, and then let's introduce the dark blue and see what that gets me. Yikes, okay. So dark blue is out of it, but we know that the red is in here, that's fine. But since these are both white now, I know that the yellow one was the correct one, which now means I know that the green one goes over here. Now that there's only 2 spots left, I know that it's got to be purple and magenta. So it's either going to be code cracked or I'll have to flip those. Yeah, what do you know? Yeah, let's go try a ring game, I guess. Magenta is not in the puzzle. Purple is in the puzzle, but not there. There we go. Purple goes right here. All right, let's try dark blue. was in it, but not there. Still have yet to find a home for it. There we go. All right. All right, let's see about the comments here. You know, I don't know when the edibles kick in, how soon it will be before I do any reading of novels. I think I'm going to, my initial goal is to start with things like, you know, short stories. We'll continue with things like short stories, because I did that one James Joyce one, and I do intend to do the rest of Dubliners. But I think I'm going to set that aside for a minute, because I just seem to have a hard time getting, I seem to be kind of stuck on the one story that I've been kind of doing, The Encounter, I guess is what it's called. And it just seems to not be coming out well. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. That will work up to me reading more ambitious things at, you know, some future time. Okay, where am I at? So I'm here, I guess. All right, that was where I was just at. I think I'm here now. And we're going to try the light blue. Yes, okay. Light blue's in, but just not there. Let's save that one. Okay, so there we go. Now let's try the green. Okay. All right, so all right, I think this is the one I want. Is this the right way? Yes, it is. Okay, so now I'm here. I think I'm here. So I think I'm here now. Is it orange or red? Okay, it was orange. There you go. Okay. Okay, here we go. Buzz prose is good. Okay, Banville again. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. Okay, Phoenix. All right, so I'd go do another one of Drenched. Yeah, I think I'm beginning to lose steam. Hey, Patty, how's it going, man? You're coming in on the end, though, because I'm running out of stamina, man. I'm running out of stamina. I'm gonna go back and play this Drenched game a few more times. So how are you doing there, Patty? Let's do this here, right? Let's do red, and then we'll do the pink. Then we'll do red. Then we'll do this one. Then we'll do green. Then we'll do pink. Then we'll do purple. Then we'll do this one. Then I'll do orange. We'll do red. I think I'll do pink and then green. Pink and then purple. Green. Okay, now I need to start slowing down here. All right, I can get all the oranges but that one. I think all the reds appear to be exposed. Not that one. All right, well. So what are we going to do here? All right, I'm going to have a few locked up pink ones for a minute too. All right, we can have those. Have the red one. All right, so that's done. Let's do the purple, green. Now that last bit of purple, orange, And there we go. Okay. Okay, let's see. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. Time for a nap. Okay, Jen, we'll get some rest. Get some rest. And thanks again for your generosity. It's good to see you. I hope you come back for a future hangout and just sort of chill. To read The Hobbit. Yeah, see, there's the thing. Clearly I need to do more reading. It's just going to be, I just have to take it. It'll just take me some time to get down to it, I guess. Well, man, go get some sleep. Christopher, go get some sleep. If you need sleep, man, get some sleep. Right on, man. That is good. Turds Unicorn, that's really cool. Have I seen Portlandia? No, that's that TV show, right? That was was that like a Netflix thing? I know I have not seen it. I don't even know if I know anybody who has. I mean, I remember seeing some stuff about it online and, that kind of thing, but I don't, other than that, no, I don't really know much about it. I was ignorant. All right, let's see, what are we going to have here? Wait, I think I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to call it quits for the gameplay stuff and just chill with some more just chilling, I guess, because I'm going to want to wind it up here pretty soon. I don't think I'm going to do very well on this one. Does not appear so. Okay, so these are all gone now. I think I can have all the pink ones now. I think I can have all the purple ones now. The green ones, these ones, and what do you know? Okay, that's enough of that for a minute. Let me get back onto this other thing here. There we go. So let's just get back into just doing comments and that kind of thing now for a minute. Anyway, so where am I at here? And scrolling back up. Okay, Turd Unicorns one is Master Game Match. Jan is saying thanks again, you're very welcome. Have I ever seen Portlandia? Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm more or less caught up. No, I've not seen Portlandia. Okay, Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if reading Gandalf would be all that good, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe the Gandalf thing is mostly people get colored by the beard. You know what I mean? But it's a kind sentiment, though. Thank you, Patty. And what is that? Bill the Top G. And Softest Ming. Well, thank you for loving me. Much love in return. How's that? A lot of you guys are showing up late, and I'm going to be bailing pretty soon. I feel bad about that because, I just kind of hate to say, hi, thanks for showing up, bye. But I think that's what's going to be happening here pretty soon. So does anybody have any last minute questions or inquiries before I sign off. You're suckers for a good beard, right? Beard bait. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call that a done thing, I think. Yep, okay. So, yeah, that's it. This has been 2 hours, 11 minutes, and some number of seconds, I guess, here before it goes off. And all right, well, that's a good thing to end on. Turd Unicorn has just won his second mastermind game. Good deal, man. And yep, you're welcome. I'm glad you guys caught the stream, and I will catch you guys well, for the live stream in a month. Otherwise, in the other videos, you know how it is, right? So anyway, thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time, man. Much love, everybody. Aloha, siblings.